The isolated Kumano region in the southern area of Wakayama Prefecture holds a very special place in the hearts of the Japanese people. So these are Shinto shrines. Now, Shintoism is basically a worship of natural things, and usually that would be a stone or maybe a waterfall, and those areas people would come to and they would actually basically leave an offering and worship, and they'd be protected. So around these buildings, you'll find trees that are 800 or 1,000 years old. Around the 10th century, Buddhism really started to play a role in Japanese history and culture, and the two belief systems actually sort of moulded together. They're quite complementary. And it was at that point that people really started to find they could go to one shrine and actually worship both.
Now, the paths between the shrines in this area were well travelled and became known as the Kumano Kodo Trail. And even to this day, it's still a rite of passage for many Japanese to do that trail.
I think we should do it.
You know what? I think we should too.
Today, visitors and locals alike have the opportunity to walk in the footsteps of the ancients along the UNESCO World Heritage listed Kumano Kodo Trail and visit some of its many cultural and spiritual icons.
A long stone staircase leads to the sacred grounds of the Kumano Hongu Taisha, located on a ridge surrounded by giant cedar and cypress trees. One of the three great shrines of Kumano, it houses many deities sacred to the Shinto faith, and pilgrims have been journeying here for well over 900 years.
The entrance to the adjacent Oyunahara is marked by the largest torii or shrine gate in the world. A recent addition, this steel structure is 34 metres tall and 42 metres wide. These gateways designate the entrance to a sacred area and signify the division of the secular and the spiritual worlds.
If you're walking the trail for a day or two, you'll need food and shelter, and that's not a problem around here. There's plenty of rokans or inns and hotels all along the trail.
And restaurants. And the most important thing that you've got to make sure you do is make a booking. The Japanese are all about punctuality.
Yep. Now, where's that reservation? Got it.
Daemonzaka is an impressive cobblestone staircase which runs from the base of the Nachi Valley to Kumano Nachi Taisha, the Seiganto-ji Temple and the Nachi Waterfall. It is lined with century-old Japanese cedars, camphor trees and bamboo groves.
The actual staircase is about 600 metres long with 267 stairs. At the end of the slope is the impressive Meotosugi, the husband and wife cedar trees whose roots are entwined beneath the path. The shrines or oji that line the trail help serve as both places of rest and worship and to help guide and protect travellers. Here at Fushiogami Oji, it's not just the shrine that's important, it's also the view.
So they'd reach this vantage point and they would look out over the valley and they would see what they had travelled hundreds of kilometres for by foot, up and down over mountains, along riverbeds. They'd reach this point, they'd gasp and start praying because in the distance is Kumano Hongu Taisha, the shrine that they'd travelled all this distance for. It must have been a sight for sore eyes and feet. We've reached an interesting fork in the road. We've arrived at Kumano Nachi Taisha. Now, there are two temples. We could go up here to a Buddhist temple, or behind me, a magnificent Shinto shrine. Shintoism is all about how you live your life today. It's about living a good life and about cleansing your soul. But Buddhism?
Well, Buddhism focuses on death and in particular the levels of enlightenment gained in past and future lives. And the two belief systems complement each other perfectly.
You can understand why Kumano Nachi Taisha Grand Shrine is a magnet for pilgrims. It's such an impressive structure. It's actually the head Shinto shrine of over 4,000 Kumano shrines here in Japan. The Buddhist temple, built way back in 1590, is the oldest building in the Kumano area and has been declared one of Japan's most important cultural assets.
Only a short walk from Kumano Nachi Taisha, you'll find Japan's tallest waterfall, the stunningly located Nachi no Otaki. At 133 metres high and 13 metres wide, this is a jaw-dropping natural wonder.
Well, Kimbo, what a fantastic way to end what's been an incredible trek. You're in the Unonome Spa. Now, this onsen is a direct source, isn't it? It was so hot in there at first, wasn't it?
Oh, well, over 80 degrees from the source, but thank goodness for that cold water tap back there. Well, we've been really lucky, Trev. I mean, we have trekked the trail that the royal families did all those years ago, the ancient royal families, and they'd spend a month on these in these mountains.
Back in those days, to cover the area we're talking about in a month, these things would have been just a godsend because you'd feel so tired, and this is a chance to basically just completely replenish your energy levels and relax and ease and soothe what would be very sore muscles. It's been a wonderful area to come and relax and wind down, but after the break, well, we really do ramp it up because we're off to
Tokyo!